When I opened that email, I remember my hands didn't shake. They should have. Most people tremble when their world burns. But not me. I just stared at the screen, reading their words over and over. "We had to sell the villa, honey. Your sister got into trouble again. You didn't need it anyway, right?" It was signed Mom and Dad. No apology, no hesitation. Just the casual cruelty of people who believed blood was a license to betray. The seaside villa wasn't just property, it was mine. I bought it after 10 years of relentless work overseas, the first thing that ever felt like peace. Every corner of that place carried my solitude, my silence, my escape. And they sold it to clean up her mess. I didn't reply. I didn't curse, I didn't call. Instead, I opened my second laptop, the one they didn't know existed, and began filing a police report for fraudulent property transfer. Because what my parents never knew was that the villa had never been in my name. 3 years ago, after my sister's third accident, I'd seen this coming. I'd already moved the ownership to a trust listed under a company I created overseas, Lysander Holdings, a name they'd never heard, a web of documents they couldn't trace. They thought I was the naive son who'd always clean up after family drama, the one who sent money every month, covered debts, and stayed silent through every betrayal. Maybe I was, once. But something broke the night I found out my sister had stolen my late grandmother's ring and pawned it for chips. That was the night I stopped forgiving. When I got the realtor's call a few days later, it all began to unfold exactly as I'd planned. He was nervous, said my parents had successfully found a buyer. A middle-aged man, cash offer, no questions asked. I told him to proceed. They'd forged my signature, of course, a crude attempt, using old scans from when I bought the place. The kind of mistake desperate people make when they still believe they're smarter than you. I gave the police my approval to let the sale go through. They needed evidence, full execution of the fraud, paper trails, deposits, everything. The trap was set. From overseas, I watched it all happen. The transfer, the deposit, the phone calls between my parents and the buyer who, unbeknownst to them, was working directly with the investigation unit. Every word they said was recorded. Every lie they told was neatly archived. When the police finally moved in, I was on a conference call. My mother screamed through the line. My father tried to reason with the officers. "It's our son's property. We have his permission." They didn't. They never did. The realization hit them slowly. The officer's tone shifted. The handcuffs clicked. And that's when my father said something I'll never forget, his voice trembling for the first time in my life. "Why would he do this to us?" "Because you taught me to." I grew up watching them manipulate every situation, justify every betrayal with "family comes first." But family only came first when it was convenient for them. They'd stolen my trust long before they tried to steal my villa. This was just my way of returning the favor, in legal form, documented, undeniable. When the case went public, it hit every local paper. Couple arrested for property fraud, victim their own son. My sister called me weeks later, crying. She said they were facing prison time. She begged, said I could make it all go away. I didn't say no. I didn't say yes. I just listened to her sob until her words blurred into static, and then I hung up. I visited the villa last month. It looked the same. The white shutters, the wooden deck, the soft echo of the sea against the rocks. But it felt different now, quieter, free of ghosts. I stood where I used to sit with them, during summers that now feel like someone else's memories. I thought about what justice really means. Not revenge, not hatred, just balance. They took what wasn't theirs. I took back what they never valued. In the end, I didn't destroy them. The truth did. All I did was let it breathe. People think vengeance is loud, shouting, breaking, burning, but mine was silent, precise, legal. They'll spend years untangling the mess they made. My sister will keep chasing luck in places that don't exist. And me? I'll keep my distance. Because some peace isn't found in forgiveness. It's found in finally being untouchable. So when the realtor called them that day, his voice calm, professional, asking if they were ready to finalize the transaction, I wish I could have seen their faces. Because that was the moment they learned the truth. The villa they thought they sold was never theirs to begin with.